Okay, so imagine this. You close a deal in Pipedrive and ClickUp instantly creates a folder, a list, and pre-filled tasks for that specific deal. Let me show you how it all works. And so on the left hand side here, I'm in Pipedrive. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this deal over here. And I'm going to change the status of this deal to 1. So I'm just going to select 1. Then I'm going to save. And the status of this deal has been changed to 1. Now we need to go to the right hand side and look at what happens. As you can see, there is a automation that has kicked in, and over here we see that this is the deal that we closed within Pipedrive, and if I click on it, a folder has been created with also a list. If I scroll down over here, as you can see, this is Brian Motors list, and if I select Brian Motors, you can see over here that the list has been pre-filled with a certain template. So I'm just going to select it so you can have a look. And as you can see, these are the details of the specific deal that we closed in Pipedrive. If I scroll down, here we go. We have subtasks that we need to actually follow through with certain dates and timelines. And if we go and we scroll down below here, as you can see, there's also checklists with regards to this specific deal. What an amazing automation. Hi, my name is Peter from Connex Digital. We are an automation and integrations company that specializes in Pipedrive and ClickUp automations. If you're interested in working with us, please be sure to book a free discovery call with us. If you want more information, please check the links down below in the description. Without further ado, let me show you how you can build this Pipedrive to ClickUp automation. Alright, let's get into it. The digital automation platform that we'll be using to create this automation is make.com, and we'll be using 5 different modules to create this automation. We'll be using a Pipedrive module that will act as a trigger, and then from there we'll be using and performing different ClickUp actions, which will also act as 4 different modules. And so the first module that we'll be using is a Pipedrive CRM Watch Deals module. The second is creating a folder within ClickUp, and then we're creating a list within ClickUp. Then we're going to list task templates within ClickUp. And then last but not least, we're going to wrap up this automation with creating a task from a template using ClickUp. And so let's go to the first module. This is the trigger module, and this is the Pipedrive CRM Watch Deals module. Now, this module is responsible to see when a deal has been closed, and hence why when we open up this module, we see here at this section, it says status is 1. And so it's going to evaluate and look at the deals that have been won, which have been closed. And once those deals have been closed, then this is when this automation is going to trigger. I've limited also the output to 1, and as you can see, the trigger is when an object is updated, and so that is when an object is updated in the Pipedrive database. And so this is the trigger module. So I'm going to save this, and once the trigger happens, then the automation then is ready to flow and go to the next step. Now the next step is to create a folder within ClickUp. And essentially this is the beginning of us creating, you can say, assets for this particular deal. And so this is going to create a folder within ClickUp. And as you can see, I just selected my workspace, which is Connex demos. And then for space, I just said demo tasks. And then this will be the folder name as you saw within the demo at the beginning. So it'll be the organization name as well as the deal ID. So where am I getting this from? I'm getting this from the previous module, being the trigger module within Pipedrive. I'm just creating a folder name, which is going to be the actual organization name or the business name, as well as the deal ID. And then I just said here also campaign. And so this module creates a folder within ClickUp. I'm going to just save that. Then once that is done, then we're going to create a list within ClickUp. And so creating a list within ClickUp comes with different things. It wants us to have a folder ID, as well as we need to have a list name. And so essentially this list is going to have then the template tasks within it. as you can see here, we are mapping the folder ID from create a folder, and we're doing this so that everything is together, so that when the folder is created, this list also will be integrated within the folder, hence why we are doing that. And so here's the folder ID that we mapped from the previous module, and then we also now creating a name for the list. So we're mapping organization name from the trigger module, the first module being Pipedrive. And then what I did over here is I just added a due date over here being now. Priority, I just set it as high, and then last but not least, I also set the status to this plum over here. So once you're done with that module, you just save it. Now the next module is a ClickUp list task templates module. So I'm going to open up so that you guys can have a look to see what I am seeing. And so here it just has a workspace ID. So here it says Connex demos, and then it has a limit of 10. And let me just quickly explain what is happening here. And so what you need to do is you need to go into ClickUp and create your own task template. And there's many different task templates that ClickUp offers that you can actually choose from, and you can just select one for your preference. And so what happens is that you must select it and then add it to ClickUp. And then what's going to happen is that in terms of your workspace, those templates will show once this module runs. So when you've selected a template and you've added it to your workspace, then when this module runs, then it's going to list out the templates that you have created in your workspace. But that actually creates a problem. Why does it create a problem? It creates a problem because, as you can see here, the limit is 10. And so what if I have created 5 or 10 or 9 templates? Doesn't matter. Then all those templates are actually going to be listed. And then does that mean that the tasks that we're trying to create are going to then be created using those different templates? No, it doesn't mean that, because this is the next step. So I'm going to save this, and this is why we created a filter. So this is very, very critical, and this is very, very important, especially if you have a lot of task templates within ClickUp that you are using. And so you need to add a filter, and that's what I did over here. So the condition will be the template name. So we're getting this from list task templates. So we are getting the name of the actual template, and then I added a text operator. So text operator is equal to campaign plan, right? And this is very, very important. So the name of the actual task template is campaign plan, which essentially means that when the list of task templates actually appears, then it's going to go through this filter, and it's only going to pick the one which is called campaign plan, which means that it's going to pick one template, which is great. And once it picks one template, then we're going to use that one template for the rest of the automation. Then last but not least, we go to the last module, which is create a task from a template. So this is where we actually are then creating the pre-filled tasks and also the checklist and everything that you saw within the demo. And so what we're doing here is that it's asking for a list ID, template ID, and also name, which are required. So the list ID we're getting from create a list over here. Template ID we're getting also from the list task templates, and then last but not least, we're also naming this. So we're saying the list name, and then it's saying campaign process. And so this essentially is what we're doing in order to create a task from a template. And essentially this is the way to build a very powerful automation where you're streamlining Pipedrive deals into ClickUp tasks. If you're interested in us building this automation for you, we are more than happy to do that for you. Please be sure to just book a free discovery call with us. If you want more information, please check the links down below in the description. If you also want to visit our website, please be sure to do so at connex.digital. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, share, as well as comment and subscribe to our channel so that we can give you more valuable content. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.